Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to your Monday afternoon on a beginning of another kick-ass week. I'm coming to you live from the road today. Had some great questions over the weekend. Have some new stuff coming in today I'll be addressing as we go on. One of the big ones was systems and structure and the important. Today's new episode of Kick-Ass Coaching, episode number 10. Watch, don't do that at home, kids. Of 10-minute kick-ass coaching. So we're up to episode number 10. And the importance of systems. And I'll need probably all 10 minutes today to talk about that. I'm on my way to go look at a job site. I'm actually wearing my other hat today, the restoration end. So I'm going to look at a job site. So just bear with me. I'm going to be going between some traffic to get to where I need to go. The kick-ass coaching subject today, again, is 100% systems driven. Is a system important? Is a structure important in a business? It is the business. At the end of the day, you can market all you want. You can bring in all the business you want. You can promote your business. You can go through all the hard work of bringing in new customers, clients, potential referral sources, and it is not going to matter because it'll go right back out the door without systems and structure in place. My primary example of that, McDonald's. Any fast food chain, but in particular McDonald's, because they're the absolute best at systems. They can take anybody off the street, never done any real job a day in their life, and turn them into a consistent operations director of their position in the business. So if they're working on French fries or burgers or making the sandwiches or making the milkshakes or taking the orders, when people are not going to the kiosk, which by the way are a pain in the ass, then they can absolutely master the point of systems. Now they can put all these things in place, and they have to in McDonald's, or the revenue would not come in. So all the marketing is done in advance. McDonald's is probably one of the most well-known brands in the world. No question about that. That being said, without systems and structure in place, they would not be able to bring in any business or retain any money, because the profits will go right out the door because there's no systems and no structure in the business. So I think probably my most important point of the McDonald's thing is without it, they wouldn't have it. It wouldn't matter. If you watch the movie that came out about Ray Kroc earlier in the year that Michael Keaton played in, it just nails it that the systems were the backbone of the business. They already had a great reputation in San Bernardino, where McDonald's had started out of, but the whole movie in general kept going back to the systems and operation structure of the business. So my point is, a system is a group of collective processes in order to accomplish a task. My definition, not a definition of the dictionary. I don't know what the definition of the dictionary is, but that's my take onto it. So it requires a person to know from the time they get in the door in the morning, say it's a technician, an employee, whatever the case is, gets in the door in the morning, goes to get their morning cup of coffee or come in with their morning cup of coffee, and then what do? Do they have their daily meeting, which is what we're going to get into a different day about meetings? But do they get in there and then check their truck, make sure everything is checked out correctly, make sure everything works correctly, nothing's been tagged, that it's broken on the truck if it's not their consistent truck, whatever the case is? What is the importance of making sure that that happens? And it's vital in the carpet cleaning world or in a restoration world that we all work in. Say there was 3 dehumidifiers in that truck the night before, and that crew went out to do a job. Another crew, in particular, not that one, used that truck, just stick to that particular model. They went out and put it on the job. The crew doesn't check it the next day. So in that process, that they don't check it, they find out that all the dehumidifiers went off on the job site. Well, that's a big problem. If you just drove 45 minutes to an hour to a job site, you didn't check to see if you had dehumidifiers, didn't check to see if you had the tools that you need to go out and do the job. Well, that's the importance of having systems and structure into place, is making sure that that happens every single time without any excuses, without any options that they can't happen. It's vitally important that those systems and those structures are done in order to maintain a consistent operational experience from a technician standpoint to the customer, the end user, at the end of the day, that the systems are vitally used, that they are maintained, they are done. They don't have to be cumbersome. When you make a system and a structure, something there too complex, too many things into it, it becomes impossible for anybody to follow. You have to keep the process of KISS, keep it stupid simple. And it has to be that way. It has to be stupid simple. I had a question the other day about the form that I put on about how our technicians go from A to Z and everything has to get filled out between it. It's really simple. It has a collective group of a whole bunch of tasks that get completed and in a subsection and then a check mark in the section. So it's either they did all of it or they did none of it. And if they didn't do part of it, was it not applicable, which you can make a note about, or was it just not done when it was supposed to be completed? So that would be probably the most, how should I say it, consistent way to do it. I also had questions, can I send out copies of the form? Unfortunately I can't. It's copywritten. It's been made proprietary for a particular program that we're involved in, that those are in a development agreement. So those particular items I can't give out, but I can explain that they apply to our industry, the restoration industry in particular, or the majority of people that are probably on here to the restoration industry. And then you have your regular parts and subparts. That makes sure everything gets done. If it has to say a light is getting turned out, did we turn up lights? Yes. Did we check the power to run for adequate amount of time? Run our dehumidifiers, our air movers? Did we run on a circuit to make sure it wasn't gonna pop the circuit? Did we allow for that? That's part of it. Everything is there, and if we don't do that, the entire structure breaks down, and then you're taking your profits and you're running back to the house, or having your technician run back to the house, whatever the case is, to fix the problem. So having systems, having structure in place and followed every single time without excuses that it gets done is vital, because if not, those profits go right back out the end of the door. So marketing is an incredibly essential. Without that, that's the lifeblood of business. But without having structure and systems in place, there would be no way to maintain it. It would go right back out the door. There's no, you lose money as quick as you pretty much maintain it or promote it, because there's nothing in place to maintain the structure and consistency of the system. So I'm going to get further into this on a different day. I've only got 10 minutes here, so I can only talk so much about it. Systems can occupy 3 days of a workshop to me. It's probably the biggest thing I've ever helped develop in a business, is an operational system and structure in the business in order to make it as profitable and as lean as possible, is to have those things in place. So I will tell you, it is absolutely vital that you have systems and structure in your business. When you look at my book, it's all built around, it says it right there, service without excuses, using the assets that you already own in your business. What do you think that is? That is the operational and marketing processes to it, but it's a complete system. It's a small, less than 50-page book that is a complete system on how to look at your business from all angles of it. But it's part of the system. It doesn't mean you can't add to it or change a system, find something less effective. It's not a problem, but you have to have something in place. Without that, it goes right out the door. Drive and determination are very important, but that's all part of bringing in business and getting out there and building relationship with clients, something I'm doing today. That's very, very important. But if we don't have the backbone and the ability to get the job done, it's not going to mean anything selling the job. It's not going to mean anything spending our hard-earned dollars and time to market a job just to watch it go right back out the door. So that's my point of 10-minute kick-ass coaching today. I apologize. I know the camera's bouncing around a little bit. I'm on the road today. I plan to be to have some time later this afternoon to this, but I knew my day was going to be probably pretty busy, being a Monday, just in my regular business duties, and then the other duties I have with the other restoration firm here in New York City. So I want to wish you an awesome day. It is episode number 10 again of Kick-Ass Coaching, and just remember this food for thought today. Everything I said, it makes sense if you really break it down, the importance of it. Everything to bring in a business is important, but without those consistent systems and structure in place, that framework in a house, nothing can be built. All right, I appreciate your time. Have an enjoyable day, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.